Good morning. Happy Monday. Today is Monday's video. I want to tell you right now, a video that's later on, it might say something about being Mondays. I made a boo-boo. This is Monday's video, okay? And I'll explain that when I get into the video a little bit. We're going to be talking about the 5 senses, okay? Those are what we use to help us out around this whole big world. I'm going to do a different scent each day. We'll get started and you'll understand what I'm saying. Again, this whole week, or not again, but this whole week might be a little bit harder for you guys. So I'm going to try not to make it so hard. The pictures might look overwhelming, but I'm going to explain them and talk you through it. You might need a little bit more help from your staff or your family, but I'm really going to try to make this as easy as I can for you guys, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, as always, there is a worksheet to go with it. If you need to print it out or get your questions so you can answer them as we go through the video, that's great. If you want to pause the video to answer it or come back, whatever works for you guys, okay? So let's get started. You use them every day to get to know and understand the world around you. What are they? We use them every day to understand and know what's going on around us. There are 5 senses, okay? We use them every day. You may not even know you're using them. Right now, you're using for sure your sense of sight and hearing to do this video. But I'll get into what all 5 are in a second. So here we go. Here are our 5 senses: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. They help us to learn about our surroundings. So again, our 5 senses are sight, which I'm going to cover today. That's Mondays. Hearing is Tuesdays. Touch will be Wednesday. Smell will be Thursday. This is the one that I accidentally said was Monday, but it's going to be on Thursday. And then taste. But what you need to know right now is your 5 senses are sight, hearing, touch, smell, taste. Those are the 5 senses that help us learn what's going around our surroundings, helps us out in our world every single day. The sense of sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste, okay? Those are the 5 senses. So, today we're going to talk about the sense of sight. What organ of the body is responsible for your sense of sight? Does anybody know? Anybody know what organ is responsible for the sense of sight? Your eye is the organ. So your eye, we see through our eye. Mine's behind my glasses, it might be shaded, but that's how we do our sight, is through our eye. That's our sense of sight. Here's some information about our eye. A little bit about the eye. Some parts of the eye are for protecting. Some parts of the eye are for protecting or for protection. And some oversee vision. So you got parts of your eye that protect it and parts that actually help you to see. Some of the protective parts are, so these are the parts of your eye that protect your eye, okay? Your eyebrows up here, your eyebrows, these hairy things up here, that help protect your eye. Your eyelids, because when you close your eyes, you're protecting your eye. If something's coming at you or something, you might close your eyes to protect it. Eyelashes, those are the little hairs on your eyelid. And your lacrimal glands, which are your tear glands. Those are the glands in the corner of your eyes that produce tears to help keep them water, okay? Those are all the protective parts of your eye. Your protective parts are your eyebrows, eyelids, eyelashes, and we'll call them your tear glands, okay? Those are the parts that protect your eye.
Everybody please get a fresh copy.
But for us today, since we're talking about seeing and the vision of sight, today we're going to talk more about the vision parts of the eye. These are the parts of your eye that help you see. Your iris, your pupil, eye lens, retina, optic nerve. of course, there will be a simple review and we'll talk about these parts. But this is just kind of let you guys know what we're going to talk about. I'm going to go over the next view, kind of what is your iris and all that kind of stuff, okay? But for our video, we're talking about the parts of your eyes for seeing, or vision. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try to take it slow and explain it because I know this picture might look a little like, whoa, but we're going to talk about light enters the eye and is controlled by the iris, okay? Your iris is the part of your eye that's colored. Some people have a blue, green, brown. That's your iris part. And that right here in this little model, it's the blue part, okay? We're not going to talk about this part up here. So we're starting off with the iris. The blue part, or your colored part of your eye, okay? That's where, if you're looking at a tree, it comes in and it enters, the light enters your eye on your iris, okay? The light then goes through your pupil to the inner part of your eye. And your pupil is your black little center part, okay? That's what the pupil is. So when you're looking at something, the light comes through, goes through your iris, the colored part, then hits the black part, which is your pupil. From the lens, after it goes to the pupil, it goes to the lens. And the lens is responsible for the shape and size, okay? So light enters the iris, okay? Then it goes through the pupil to the inner part of the eye. The inner part of the eye has the lens. The lens is responsible for focusing on objects, shapes we are looking at. So this lens part, this white part, is what's responsible for getting the shape and the size of stuff, okay? And then after the light goes through there, the light goes to the retina. This is this big part here, okay? This big part of our eye, that's the retina. It's in the back of the eye. You can't see it, okay? It's back here in the back of your eye. And this retina will then send that information from the lens back here to our optic nerve, okay? So we got the light coming in through our colored part of the eye, which is our iris. Goes through our pupil, which will send the light to the lens, okay? The lens says how big or small it is and the shapes and sizes of it. That gives that information to the retina. And what the job of the retina is to do is to send that to our optic nerve, which is back here in the very, very back, okay? The optic nerve sends the information to the brain. And that brain is going to recognize and know what we're looking at, okay? So there is a lot of parts to the eye, but we're just focusing on our iris, which is the colored part, pupil, which is the black part, our lens, which is in here, our big retina, which is in the back, and our optic nerve. And I just use this tree as an example. Right now, you looking at me through the TV, it's a light that's going through your iris, through your pupil, to your lens, and the lens is recognizing the shape of like the TV or the computer and me, and it's sending it to the retina. The retina's taking all that information and putting it to the optic nerve. That nerve sends it up to the brain, and boom, the brain goes, hey, that's Kathy Swingrosh on that computer screen, pointing to all this stuff. It happens so fast, you get so much information, you're taking all that information in to see these shapes, these sizes, me, the computer. Happens super duper fast, okay? But that kind of gives you an idea how the eye works. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I know this is a little bit tougher. I'm hoping the worksheet's a little easy to work with, okay? But I thought it was kind of neat to know how our eye works. Okay, so I just went through how our eye works, how when we're looking at something, the light goes through all the parts of the eye, up to the brain, to tell us what we're looking at. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to talk. I'm going to pick up items and hold them up, and I want you to tell me what they are. I have a space on the answer sheet that you tell me. We'll get started. Here we go. Okay, that was 10 objects you guys need to write down. There's space on the answer machine, or the answer machine, house answer sheet. We're going to go over just a few fun facts about the eye. You cannot sneeze. You cannot sneeze and keep your eyes open. Your eyelids closed to protect them. So when you sneeze, those eyelids close to protect them, like I was saying. You cannot sneeze with your eyes open. We blink to keep our eyes clean and protect them from dust or anything that may come towards us or them. So we always close our eyes to protect our eyes, okay? It might start getting a little noisy because break time just happened. I'm going to try to finish this up before break. This is our last slide. Our eyes stay the same size almost our entire life. Our eyes stay the same size almost our entire life, okay? That's it for our video. I got break coming, so I want to turn this off so these guys can enjoy the break. I'll see you guys tomorrow.